believes I can't sleep.
It's time to listen to Courtney at last on the Ramblings of an Insomniac podcast.
Hello, welcome to episode 106 of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney. How are ya? I myself am not doing too hot, I have to say. I'm having a day. I'm having, more than a day, to be honest. Man, I'm not even sure where to begin. What is keeping me up? Well, I'm on my millionth day of no sleep. I have a puppy that, well, he's still a puppy. Yes, technically he'll be a year old. He'll be a year old next month, actually. And in that year, he is the best dog. I absolutely love him to death. But holy cow, he has been waking me up a million times in the middle of the night, and it just happens to be right when I fall back asleep. It takes me a long time, excuse me, gosh. It takes me a long time to fall asleep once I'm up. And I'm a light sleeper. So it's a really bad combination. It takes me forever to fall asleep, and when I finally get to sleep, the slightest thing wakes me up. And my dog has been deciding that he's going to wake up like 4 times in the middle of the night, and it's going to be right like 20 minutes, half an hour after I have finally fallen asleep. So I get up, I take him to the bathroom, I go and I lay back down, and it takes me forever to get to sleep, and then I finally get to sleep, and I'm like, yay, sleep. And then 20 minutes to 35 minutes later, my dog Puck wakes me up again. Or something wakes me up. I shouldn't just say it's him. It's millions of things wake me up. I swear an ant crawling across the floor wakes me up nowadays. So my brain is trying to adjust to lack of sleep. And I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast with a neuroscientist that also studies like sleep deprivation and stuff, and the havoc that it wreaks on your body when you don't get the appropriate amount of sleep. And the psychological crap that it causes for not getting sleep is astronomical. Like, you have memory issues, you have high blood pressure, you have risk of dementia, you are usually depressed, there's just so many things like hand-eye coordination, balance, just so many things are affected by lack of sleep. Sleep is incredibly important. And so you combine my dog waking me up and the fact that my brain has been on extra high alert lately. It is in overdrive. I have so many things on my mind. I've got the world on my mind. And if we're going into war, are we going to go into a civil war? Are we going into World War III? I have the guilt from my mom dying that I am riddled with. I am riddled with guilt about my mom dying and me making her move here, and the fact that I wasn't more diligent, I guess, about making sure that she got the care that she needed. I called all the time because, again, this was during COVID. I wasn't allowed to be there. I wasn't allowed to show up. And as it is, I already went against the law and showed up when I wasn't supposed to and demanded to see my mom when I wasn't supposed to and burst through the doors, went up to my mom's room when I wasn't supposed to, called all the radio stations and called all the news media and called her doctors and called her caregivers and told them all that, they need to be taking care of my mom because number one, it's their job. Number two, she's paying for it. And number three, she's a human being. And you don't just let a human being sit in their own pee and sit in filth and sit in a house without doing her laundry, without cleaning her house, without giving her a shower, without cleaning her catheter. Those are things not only that she paid for, but that is your job. That is what you say you're going to do. You say you are there so that you will take care of people's loved ones, human beings. These are human beings. These are human beings who have been on this earth for longer than all of us and who've had jobs and have paid taxes and contributed to society. And now they no longer can care for themselves. So they pay other people that chose willingly, not against their will, but willingly to be a caregiver or a med tech or a nurse or a secretary or a doctor. You chose to do that. You said you wanted to do it. You took the job. You knew what the job description was. And yet you show up to work and you don't do it and you leave people sitting in their own filth. Shame on you. There's a special place in hell for disgusting pigs like you that take a job as a caregiver, but sit around and do nothing but play on your little phone and talk to each other and just leave someone's loved one to sit in their own filth. I am riddled with guilt. I have things in my home that are breaking down. It's a brand new house. They should not be breaking down, but they are because a bunch of unqualified yahoos. Because nowadays, I guess we don't need to know how to read or, write or do basic math. Because in Oregon, anyway, you can now graduate high school without knowing anything. You can just be a big dumb shit walking around, not knowing how to read, write, or speak English, not knowing how to do basic math. And then those same people are supposed to, build a house or install heating systems and stuff. I don't know. I'm just not understanding why that would be beneficial to our children's future or us. We need people that actually know how to build bridges. We need engineers that know how to do math. And I understand you're probably saying, well, those that, want to apply themselves will, and those that want to know math and learn how to read will. Well, maybe not. Maybe if no one is holding them accountable or making them do it, maybe they won't. And I understand you're probably also saying, well, a company is not going to hire someone that doesn't know how to read or write in English and doesn't know how to do math. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know if somebody won't hire those people anymore because nowadays it seems we're forced to hire a bunch of people from different countries that don't know our language to do things and get free shit. And all of those out there that do speak our language and do know how to read and write and can do math, apparently, and can get up and go to work no matter how exhausted and stressed we are, apparently we're the ones supporting everybody else. And I'm fucking tired of it. I'm so sick and tired of the fact that my mom had to suffer because of a bunch of disgusting, deplorable, corrupt politicians that decided that they were going to invent COVID, unleash COVID on us, and then decide that, they're going to make vaccinations mandated and make masks mandated and make it to where I wasn't allowed to see my mom And people weren't allowed to see their loved ones in hospitals or in caregiving situations. And those people had to die alone. And they died because they had no social, they didn't get to be social. They didn't get to see their families. They didn't get to have human contact. So nothing surprises me anymore. I don't know that I'm going to want to go across a bridge that is built like 20 years from now because I don't trust the math on it. I've been crying all day. I've been crying all day because I am, like I said, riddled with guilt for the fact that I forced my mom to move down thinking that it would be the best thing in the world for her. Not to mention the fact that it's been a year now since my fiance has been home. And this, I went to talk about it. I did a long podcast about it at like 1:30 in the morning the other day, and that was the podcast that I deleted. And that's why there's all this confusion over what podcast is 104 and what episode is 105, because I had one and I deleted it. And it was me talking about, the fact that my fiance is home and the issues that we faced and the things that we've had to deal with and the things we've had to work through and overcome. And again, I say to you, anybody that has a partner that is away for extensive periods of time or is put in jail for years and comes home, it's an adjustment. It's a very big adjustment. And only the strong will survive. You have to actually put effort into your relationship. In any relationship, regardless if that person is gone all the time or not. Even if you guys see each other every single day and they don't go anywhere, you still have to put effort into relationship. That's why I hate Hollywood. They just divorce, divorce, divorce. Divorce seems to be the answer for everything now. Everybody just gives up in general. No one tries anymore. People just give up. I'll just get a divorce. It's too much work. It's too much effort. Just divorce. I'll just quit my job. It's too much work. It's too much effort. I'll quit my job. Screw my coworkers and my boss. I'll just quit. I just won't give care to these elderly people that can't care for themselves. And I'll be a disgusting pig and shit of a human being and not give them a shower and not clean their house and not change their catheter and not hang out with them and talk to them and be with them because, I'm tired. I don't want to. I don't get paid enough. You took the goddamn job. You knew how much it paid. Don't take it if you don't want to do it. Don't take it if you don't like the pay. Don't make other people suffer because you're a lazy piece of shit with no conscience. God, I'm sorry, but I'm fired up. I'm so fired up. I've been fired up. I think everyone's fired up. I think everyone's pissed off, sad, and fired up right now. What else can you be? The world really has nothing whatsoever to offer anymore. There's really nothing. I am alive right now because I have sons and a grandson and a fiance that would probably be upset if I were gone. And I love them so much that I would never, ever, ever kill myself because I don't want them to question anything. I don't want them to suffer. I don't want them to deal with the consequences. Plus, I love them so much that I want to know how my sons turn out, how my grandsons turn out. I want to live and go on vacations and stuff with my fiance. I do want to live, but I struggle with it. I'm not going to lie. I actually have to make a conscious effort to stay alive. I'm sorry. I know this is probably TMI. I'm probably being too deep. I'm probably being too much, but I know there are a lot of people out there right now feeling the same way. And I promised that when I started my podcast, I would be real. I would be honest. I would say what's on my mind in hopes that maybe, just maybe, I would, somebody else could identify with what I'm going through. And maybe I could help other people. But I don't know. It's getting hard. And then I think of it as there are so many other people that have it worse than I do. So I think, who am I and how dare I complain about things when other people have it far worse? But then I think, but I'm a human being. And just because other people have it far worse doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to be upset. It doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to be angry and frustrated and pissed and depressed and suicidal just because other people may have it worse. But doesn't take away from what I'm going through. At least I'm not sitting here complaining about, oh, someone called me a girl when I identify as a boy. Shut the fuck up. Oh, someone held open the door for me. Oh, shut up. Get a life. You are a pointless human being if you are complaining about that crap, and a waste of space, honestly. Why on earth? Why on earth are you going to sit here in America and complain because someone didn't call you a boy or a girl and you identify, I identify as a boy and someone called me a girl. I identify as a girl and someone called me as a boy. Someone opened up my door. Those are not relevant things to be so distraught about that you need a safe space and a cry room. We are completely creating a bunch of people that cannot handle life at all. Meanwhile, there are people actually going through trials and tribulations. I'm sorry. Again, if you're listening and I'm saying all of this and you're offended, then this isn't the podcast for you, because I'm going to be real and I'm going to say exactly what's on my mind. And frankly, I'm fed up. I'm fed up with the lack of compassion people have. I'm fed up with the fact that no one can handle the most tiniest of like, no one can handle anything anymore. Everyone just breaks down. I'm breaking down because my mom died and I wasn't able to see her, and she should still be alive, and politicians killed her. I'm breaking down because my fiance was put in prison for something that he 4,000% did not do, and it completely changed and altered his life and mine. I'm breaking down because I've had people die on me other than my mom. I'm breaking down because I haven't slept in 4 billion years and my head hurts and I'm exhausted. I'm breaking down because I have to work my ass off to make no money and pay for everybody else's crap that isn't working at all. I'm breaking down because we're about to probably hit World War III and or a civil war. I'm not breaking down because someone held open a door for me or didn't properly, identify my gender. Screw you, honestly. You guys seriously need to be put together, tied up, and thrown out to sea. Waste of space. We need this world to be full of people that are actually grateful to be alive, that are actually contributing to society, that are actually compassionate and don't go around collecting taxes from those that are working and then complaining about how bad life is. Darwin seriously needs to step in. I'm pissed off because every time I walk down and go down to to Salem and Portland, I see all of these homeless people and they get illegal immigrants and they get free everything. Free cell phones, free everything. They pass out drugs, they pass out needles. I'm pissed because my grandkids are growing up in a state that doesn't give a crap about their well-being, that allows late-term abortions and doesn't give a shit if they're educated or not. Real, actual problems. Again, if you want to be upset over something dramatic once in a while or something that isn't really a big deal once in a while, fine, everybody does it. God knows I get upset over things that aren't a big deal once in a while. We all do it. That's great. But if you're losing your damn mind over the fact that someone didn't call you a woman because that's what you identify as, go fuck yourself. Honestly, I'm so fucking tired of it. I'm going to cuss a lot. I'm going to offend a lot of people. I'm going to piss a lot of people off. I'm going to be unprofessional. I'm not going to be very PC. Because these things affect me. And this is what happens. This right here is what happens when you push and you push and you poke and you poke and you poke. When you keep poking and pushing people that go to work and get off their asses every day and go to work, no matter how bad their life is, no matter how sad and depressed and stressed they are and how exhausted they are, they still get off their ass and treat others with respect. They are still kind to others. They still help others. They still work. They still pay taxes. They still love this country. They still fight for this country. We have the right to be mad, not you bunch of pussy little babies. Grow up. It's called being an adult. Welcome to it. You can't crawl back up into your mom's vagina. And by the way, only women have vaginas. If you made your own vagina, you're still not a woman. You're not a woman no matter what you do to alter yourself. You're not a woman. Get that through your head. You can identify with whatever the hell you want. I don't care. I'm not going to treat you bad if you're a good person. If you're a kind person, you're a respectful person, I don't care what you dress like and what you identify as. I will still like you and I will still accept you and I will not judge you. But if you are going to act like an entitled piece of crap, then I'm not going to treat you well. And either is anybody else. That's called human nature. You're having expectations of someone that you're not doing the same thing. You're not giving other people, how do I say this? See, I'm tired. You do not allow others to have their opinion and their beliefs. You only care about your beliefs. That's called narcissist. You are a narcissist. You only care about what you believe in and what you want. I, me. It's like that Toby Keith song. I want to talk about I want to talk about me, want to talk about number one. What I think, what I like, what I know, what I want, what I see. Oh, I like talking about you occasionally. But occasionally, I want to talk about me. I boogered that all up. I got it wrong. But you know what I'm trying to say. Take off your blinders. Use your peripheral. There's other shit out there and there are other people out there besides you. God, just so tired. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not going to apologize. I'm so tired of people apologizing for things they don't need to apologize for. I'm not sorry that I'm pissed off about illegal immigrants coming into our country when there are a boatload of people that are trying desperately to get into this country the right way. Those people deserve. Those people that are trying to come into this country legally the correct way, they deserve benefits. I'm not going to feel bad for hating, and I am going to use the word hating illegal immigrants that are coming in to, I don't know, steal our children and use them for sex trafficking, to, to distribute drugs. I'm not going to condone terrorists coming across our borders. That doesn't make me weird. That doesn't make me a bad person because I don't want terrorists and drug cartel and sex traffickers to come across our border. because I don't want to pay for free fucking cell phones and giving them shelter and places to live while they make videos about how they're complaining. They have the audacity to complain about the fact they don't like their living conditions. Fuck you. There are a million people out there that are trying to work to pay to have a roof over their head and don't have one. Go back to where you came from. Get the fuck out of this goddamn fucking country. Get out, get out, get out. Get out of this country. You do not belong here. Nobody wants you here. I don't care if this is a horrible thing to say. I don't care if this isn't how people talk and not what you're supposed to say. And there's these rules of what you're allowed to say and what you're not allowed to say, and that you're supposed to apologize. I'm not apologizing. I'm not sorry. Get out. If you're an illegal immigrant, get out. Turn around. Go back to your shit country. Work on your own country. Work on yourself. Get out of ours. We don't need veterans that have fought hard for this country to be put out because of your illegal ass. We don't need tax-paying citizens, people that work and that live here legally, to be homeless because of your illegal piece of garbage. I don't care what country you're from. I'm not talking about people just from Mexico. I'm talking about people from Africa, from Canada, from Venezuela, from Colombia, from Australia. I don't care. I don't care if you're from Sweden. I don't care what country you're coming from. If you're not legal, turn around, get out, and go back to your own shit country that you created, that you wanted. Don't come here and destroy ours and expect us to fall over and give in. Hell no. Give me a gun. I will fight for this country any damn day. I'm fired up. I'm pissed. And I have every right to be. I have every right to be cussing. I have every right to be yelling. I have every right to be telling people to shut up, to get out of here, to go away. Because you know what? For years and years, we've done nothing but accommodate lazy people that contribute nothing. And it is people like me that pay for that. And I'm tired of it. And I care about my family, and I don't want my family growing up in an unsafe environment. I did not choose this. So I'm fired up. Those are things that are keeping me up. These are things that are weighing on my mind, and I'm sure they are weighing on everybody's mind right now. I can't. To think we have a whole year. I mean, my God, look what the Biden administration has done in the past 3 years. We cannot have these people at the helm for another year. Are you goddamn kidding me? We're going to have nothing left of this country. It's going to be taken over by terrorists. It's going to be taken over by drug cartel. Wake up. Hello, wake up, everybody. Every single person that is for an open border better be opening up their doors and allowing people to sleep in their houses. And they better not be locking their doors, and they better not be locking their windows, and they better not be putting up fences, and they better not be putting up security cameras. And if you have a home, you better be letting people sleep in it. On the couch, on the floor, in your closets. I don't care. Sleep with you in your bed. You did this. You wanted it. You do not get to complain. I get to complain. You don't get to complain. I'm sorry, but I'm like Game of Thrones right now, Cersei style. I say we get all these fucking politicians in one building and we light it up, Cersei style. That's what I want. I hope all these illegal immigrants, I think that we should be standing at the border with guns and saying, look, you cross this border, I shoot you. If you decide to come into a country knowing that it's illegal, knowing that it is illegal, knowing that you're not allowed to do it, if you get shot, that's your fucking fault. Do you know how many countries will shoot your ass if you go into their country illegally? Do you know how many countries would shoot an American without any problems at all? Iran and Palestine being just two of them. So these are things on my mind. Yeah. I'm not really a happy camper. This isn't really a happy podcast. I know I'm screaming and sounding like an insane woman. I know I'm sounding like a crazy person and mean and like a tyrant. I realize that I'm just going off, but I can't tell you how many people feel the same way I do and just don't say it. So I will speak on behalf of those that are just as mad and just as worried and just as sad as I am. And I will speak on behalf of people that have lost loved ones because those loved ones were murdered because of our politicians, because of the Biden administration, murdered and died alone because of the Biden administration. I don't have to be happy about that. I'm allowed to be very upset by that because my mom was one of the casualties of their war that they created. And now they think they're going to start talking about COVID again. They should never fucking mention COVID ever again. That should never be uttered ever again. They actually think people are going to bow and close their stores and wear masks and get a bunch of vaccines. I mean, there's people that are going to get vaccines, whatever. But no one's going to close their stores again. Ha ha ha. No, 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 no. It's not going to happen. They've lost their minds. So yeah, I'm a little angry. I'm a little disgruntled. I'm a little psycho probably right now, I guess. It sounds like I am anyways. Anyway, these are things that have been keeping me up. These are reasons that I can't sleep. These are things that are keeping my heart heavy and angry. And I don't want to be angry. I don't want to have all this anger and animosity. All it does is give me high blood pressure and ruins my day. Meanwhile, all the politicians are sipping their champagne and eating their caviar and don't care. So, how's your country? Nepal, Germany, France, Canada, Australia, Norway, England. How are you guys doing? Not very well. A lot of you are not doing well. You're doing just as bad as us, if not worse. Man. Anyway, I hope I wasn't just a total Debbie Downer for you. Obviously, I am. You can't listen to this particular podcast and leave with, woo, yay, happiness. And you're not going to leave with, a happy heart and feeling all positive. I realize you're not going to feel all happy-go-lucky now after listening to my podcast. So, wherever you are in the world, honestly, we just need all of us to stick together. We need the good ones to stick together, and hopefully Darwin will just sort everything else out, honestly. I hate to leave you with a bad taste in your mouth. I hate to leave you on a bad note because I'd say that I try to leave on a good note, but my heart's just not in it today, you guys. I said I would be 100% transparent. I would let you know what's on my mind. I wasn't going to hold back, and I'm not. I'm sticking to my word. You guys have been here through every step of what I'm feeling, and I'm going to continue to just be honest. And today, I'm pretty pissed off. So, to everybody out there just as pissed off at me, cheers to you. Cheers to all the pissed off, frustrated, not taking it anymore people. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. Until next time.